Hey, Crowley here. This is the end of week 15, episode 16. And this week I'm going to talk about an informal archery event I went to this last week and my experience with that whole thing. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the gear I still got to get before hunting season gets started. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on the shooting range this week. But before we get into all that, if you want to keep up to date with what's going on there, make sure to follow me on Facebook at Pine State Hunter. Also, I've got enough arrows into my 3D targets that sometime here in the next week I'm hoping to get the reviews out for those. So if you're interested in that there, make sure to watch for those. Anyway, let's get started. This week, I'm just going to shoot 2 arrows at each target, and I'm going to start right out at the 30 yard. We're going to do 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So let's get started. No, that don't look too awful bad. I was aiming just a little bit high there for the angle, but I can live with that. So this archery event that I went to was actually customer appreciation day for the bow shop there where I bought my bow. And just an informal event. There was about, 20, 25 people there, and some of them were pretty good archers there. They've either been competing or are competing, and it was pretty interesting to see what actually can be done with a bow and arrow. You know, these guys are shooting 70, 80 yards, way out of my league. So anyway, basically what they did is they broke us up into groups there, and they had a mess of 3D targets set up there, and we took turns picking targets and shooting at them. But anyway, one of the big takeaways from it that I got out of it anyway is that, people miss, even when you're good. And maybe I'm a little harder on myself than what I should be, I guess. That's probably one of the biggest takeaways I got out of it. The other thing is, it's one thing when you're shooting in your backyard by yourself. Let me tell you, it's another whole thing when you get 20-some guys there and you stand up to the line and you draw your bow back, and all of a sudden you realize that it's dead silent. Everybody's watching. There's a certain choke factor involved there. I didn't do terrible there, but I certainly didn't do great either. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting there to see how that whole thing works, and to get to see some people that actually know what they're doing and what you can actually do with a bow. Anyway, let's get on to the 35 yards. Oh, that looks pretty ugly. I'd say I didn't follow through on the, I believe that was the first one there, and the second one there I pulled it to the left just a little bit. I don't know why, but still I'm having a wicked problem convincing myself I've got to follow through. I just, over and over and over again, I'll catch myself doing it there. Just when you get ready to leash that, I'll drop that bow or look away from the target there, or flinch a little bit, and I don't know. I've got to do something to get that straightened out. If I could get by that, I'd be doing pretty good. And I don't know, it's just a mind thing. Some days I can come out here, there, and I'll just, every target there look great. And then other days, I broke 2 arrows this week. The 45-yard target, I don't know what I did. Well, I know what I did. I just didn't follow through or something along that lines and shot right underneath the target. just skimmed the belly. And then I guess the other arrow wasn't really a bad shot there. I was having a good day at the 50-yard mark, and I decided to aim for the heart on the bone collector there, and I don't know what possessed me to do it, but and I hit just above it, but the angle of the arrow went down through the target and hit a rock and broke. But anyway, so if I could just get by that, I'd be doing pretty good. But like I said, from 20 out to 30 yards there, generally speaking there, I'm dead on. 35, I've been doing pretty good, but not today. Well, anyway, let's go to 40. Well, I got one where it's supposed to be. That second one there is low for sure. I don't know if you can see that. I put a platform on that piece of plywood there for a couple of reasons. I was having a hard time with it standing upright, and also now I can move it around to different spots. So I want to talk about my gear just a little bit. Like I said before there, I plan on being mobile, being able to jump from spot to spot there. So I got this platform, and like I said last week there, I'd been trying to find some sticks. Well, finally, Muddy got their sticks in stock, so I went ahead and ordered those, and those should be in sometime this week. The one other big thing that I've got to get is a rangefinder. I'm going to be in a whirlwind of crap if I don't get one of those pretty quick. And I really haven't done too much research on it there. I got to get on that. I'm sure there's a little bit involved in learning how to use that thing, and I need to know how to do it before I get hunting. I think I might go ahead and get a second release too. I can just see myself losing this thing somewhere and being out. So I think that's something that I probably ought to do. I've also got to do some modifications there. I don't know why, but the stand, it's supposed to be for hunting mobile, and it doesn't come with any way to pack it. I do happen to have some straps that I've got to dig around in the barn and find them there, but that I can put on there, but I've got to get that done, and there's a couple other minor things that I've got to do. I've got to figure out how I'm going to pack all this stuff in. The stand weighs about 11 pounds. The sticks, I think, weigh about another, let me see there, 2.5 pounds, so almost 10 pounds there by the time you get all 4 of them on there, plus my camera gear. I'm going to be lugging around 35, 40 pounds. I got to figure out just how I'm going to get that all strapped onto the platform. But anyway, I'm starting to feel the crunch. We only got a little over a month left. And I've got to get to it. Anyway, let's get on to the 45. You know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was stressed right out that I couldn't do much at 35 yards. And I didn't do much today either. But there's 45 yards. Some days I'll look pretty good, and other days not so much. I told you I broke an arrow there 3 or 4 days ago there. Just missed it clean right under the belly. Anyway, let's see how we can do today. Well, we got one good arrow and one not so good arrow. I want to just show you this angle there. That looks like it's a little far back, that top arrow, but let me pull out the other arrow there and show you the angle from the back side. You can see the angle of that. I mean, if that went through, it'd go right through both lungs. So I have been practicing both sitting and standing out of the tree stand, and I really haven't seen much difference either way. I mean, if anything, maybe I'm a little bit better sitting because I can lean up against a tree. You know, I've got more support, I think. But I have been working on that too. Anyway, let's get on to the 50 and see what I can do there. I've been doing pretty good at 50, but you know how that goes. Let's check her out. Well, got one in the kill zone, and the other one is a mess. Well, that wasn't very impressive. And if I had to start hunting tomorrow, I definitely would restrict myself to 30 yards. Still got another 3 weeks there. Maybe I can improve a little bit there and get out to 35 or 40 yards there, but I guess time will tell. If I could just get so I could follow through, I'd be looking pretty good at them longer yardages there, but right now, not so much. So anyway, I'm going to let you go for now there. I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you next week.